we're going to start off today by coming down onto the mat. We draw the heels around a foot's distance away from the hips. We gently place the hands on the pelvis and tuck the tailbone away from the ground. We press abs to back and back to floor. If we were to stand up, we'd want to see a little imprint of where the vertebrae were pressing into the ground, all the way from the top down to the bottom. Hands come down by your side. I'm going to look directly up towards the ceiling. Lovely deep in-breath through your nose. And as we exhale, we press gently into the heels. We tuck the tailbone even more away from the ground until we gently begin to peel up and away from the ground. All the way up onto the two shoulders. We inhale deeply at the top. And then we exhale out of the mouth, begin to gently reconnect the spine with the ground. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, tuck the tailbone away from the ground. We sequentially peel away. Exhale out of the mouth, as if you're blowing out a birthday candle. Inhale at the top. In through the nose and out through the mouth as we peel back down. Reconnecting, keeping engaged, keeping pressed down here. Last one. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. We keep the neck straight, we keep the back lovely and strong. And we're going to hold at the top of our pose here and march if we feel comfortable to. If we're not quite ready for a march, then we're going to go for a simple heel lift, prioritizing your hips being perfectly static, squared off, aligned and facing towards the ceiling. If you do feel comfortable to take the full march, then we point the foot to lift and we flex to lower. Point to lift, flex to lower. Think about two car headlights, one on either hip, and we are shining directly up towards the sky. It's normal to have a little bit of a wobble at the start, and we're just working on stabilizing with every single movement. Every repetition, we find a little bit more grounding, a bit more stability. Because we're constantly breathing lovely and fluidly, we don't have that real fatiguing of muscles where we can't really hold ourselves to the same form or in the same pose. We don't want to find the hips dropping. We don't want to find that each rep is getting gradually worse. We are nice and engaged, nice and supported. The foundation of our bridge is as strong as it was at the start. We're still pushing down through the heels. The shoulders are connected and we are a straight line from shoulders to knees. Last two. Last one. Beautiful. And then we're going to gently reconnect the spine to the floor. Take a deep in-breath and hug your legs in. Gently rock your legs side to side. And then when you're feeling ready, we're going to scoop the neck and head away from the floor. We'd like a little bit of space between the chin and the chest. So imagine about the size of a tennis ball and you're just holding it there in place. We're not squishing it, but we're not letting it roll away either. The shins come parallel to the sky and the thighs are parallel to the wall behind you. If this is too much for today, drop your feet down instead, but don't drop your heels down if we can avoid it, because we would like to keep a lot of our engagement coming from the abdominals rather than just relaxing the feet down. So whether we are here or here, we're going to start off with a tracing of one leg away. One leg pushes the wall away and points to pull back. Pushes the wall away and points to pull back. If we're in our floor position, that is push and pull. Push and pull. We think about really pushing the wall with the foot rather than just sending the leg away. It is forcing that wall away from you and pulling it back towards you. Thinking about these little visualizations in Pilates is amazing for incorporating and recruiting some muscles that might not be engaged otherwise. If we just think about sending the leg long and pulling it gently back, we're not going to be engaging it as much as if we think about the leg really dragging that wall back towards you, really pushing it away. We start to feel it a bit more in the hips, in the thighs. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we begin to get the arms, the coordination a little bit more involved. So we take the left hand to the inner right leg and the right hand to the outer right shin. We might pull that leg in towards us and then go back to our tabletop. Swap sides, push the wall away, pull it back towards you. If your head and neck get tired, you absolutely can drop the head and neck down. The imprint here is enough to get a lovely abdominal workout. Exhale, the shoulders down and away from the ears. The legs are hips distance apart. When we come to tabletop, they are perfectly stacked. Good job. Last two. And last one. Hug the legs in towards you. And when you're ready, we send the legs up towards the sky and we are pointing the toes, as you can't see my feet. We are going to externally rotate. So we're thinking about shining the soles of the feet in towards one another a little bit. Rather than facing the wall, they are gently rotating in. From here, we exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. We're drawing little semicircles. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to pick up the pace. Focus on your imprint here. And if it feels too easy, maybe we gradually begin to angle the legs so it's a little bit more intense on the abdominals. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We'd like to only pick up the pace if we feel as though we are controlled enough that the legs are not hitting into one another. Prioritize your breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your legs in, well done. And when you're ready, we're going to roll onto one side. We're going to stack our hips. Send your top leg long and gently stack your shoulders as well. Your top arm reaches towards the sky, and from here, we exhale, thread that arm underneath the body. Inhale, open your chest lovely and wide. Exhale, thread that arm underneath the body. Inhale, wide. Good job. Now, if you feel comfortable here, stay here for now. If you'd like to challenge yourself even further, lift your hips off of the ground. We make sure that we are strongly pressing down through that left forearm, through the left shin. Good job. Your inhale really gently opens up your chest. Your exhale allows you to twist that little bit deeper because we are pouring the breath out of the body. Good job. Last one. Inhale. Good job. From here, we're going to reach the arm all the way up, towards that wall beside you. So you're thinking about the body being a little bit of a rainbow here. We're lifting the hips and we're reaching and dropping that arm. From here, we either exhale, crunch, inhale, reach, or exhale, drop the hip and crunch, inhale, reach. Take what feels more right for your body. If neither feel right, you can take a rest. We exhale, crunch, inhale, reach. Think about opening up the body, drop the hip if you need. The dropping of the hip isn't necessarily easier because we do then have to push away from the ground as well. And we don't want to rest the hip down when we drop the hip. So it can be a little bit more challenging, but it's all about what feels right for your body. 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're going to move on to the other side when you're ready. So we start off by stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, arms reach up, and we push firmly down through the forearm. Exhale, thread gently under. We want the hips to stay stacked. This movement is all about the upper body. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. We want to make sure we're not collapsing into that base arm, into that base leg. Maybe you feel comfortable to push into that base shin enough to keep you in a nice side plank. Pay attention to your body. What feels right for you? Exhale to twist. Inhale to open up the wingspan. Rotate gently and open it up. Maybe we follow that hand with our gaze. Last one. Before we gently rainbow the arm all the way back. We have that leg pointed and engaged, and we crunch and reach. Maybe we drop the hip and reach. 1, 2. Make sure your foundation is strong. Good job. Think about bringing as much length into the side body as you can. Well done. Last 2. Last 1. Good. And rainbow your arms back down. From here, we're going to gently transition into a tabletop position. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Your elbows are soft rather. We shine the inner elbow creases forwards, the hips stack over the knees, and when you're feeling ready, with the rib cage tucked up, abdominals lifted, we reach opposite arm, opposite leg in opposing directions. We inhale back down. Nice and simple to start. We reach away and we travel back. Nice and foundational. And the things that we're focusing on here are the fingertips being spread wide, the shin pressing back and down, the fingertips spreading forwards and down. The rib cage staying tucked up, the shoulder blades retracting down towards the waist. The spine is so straight that you could balance a little tray of drinks. They wouldn't spill either side. It's all right to have a little wobble. And if you feel comfortable to take it up a notch, then we're going to add in a little crunch. We inhale, reach. We exhale, rainbow through the spine. Pull opposite arm, opposite leg in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Nice and simple. 1, 2. 1, 2. Reach, crunch, reach, crunch. That tray of drinks is of course going to spill when we come into our rainbow position. The more we round the spine, the harder it is on the balance. So if you're finding it a bit too wobbly, maybe you keep the spine lovely and straight, lovely and static for that crunch, which would look a bit more like that. That's absolutely fine. Last one on each side. Good job. Inhale here, and when you're feeling ready, the shins come back a tiny bit, and we tuck hips forwards, rib cage stays lifted. We're going for a little Pilates press up. We inhale, lower the elbows right by your waist, and exhale to press up. Inhale, exhale to press up. The back of the neck is lovely and long, so our gaze just looks down towards the ground. If you're feeling super strong, absolutely feel free to tuck your toes and go from a full plank. Inhale to lower, exhale to press. Inhale to lower, exhale to press. Last one. Good job. And send your hips back. Well done. Stretching through the upper body. And when you're ready, we're coming back onto the back. So this movement is very similar to our lovely bird dog pose, but this time we are doing it in reverse, facing upwards. You have the option to keep your legs in a lovely bend, and before we did an extension of the leg. Here we're going to bend the leg and keep it bent. So we fix the knee as you drop rather than extending long. The opposite arm is going to send back like so. And then we inhale back to center. These coordination movements are amazing for challenging the skill of coordination, connecting the mind and body. Some days we might extend the leg long, other days we might keep the leg bent. And when we're constantly changing it up, it means that we have to keep really present. We have to be really connected and tuned in to what the body's doing. We're not relying on muscle memory. We're really focusing on every muscle. Every bit that's engaged. We're thinking about that double imprint. I often think about being a puppet here. Strings are pulling your arms and legs in opposing directions, and the arm and leg that remain static are being pulled up towards the sky, whilst your shoulders remain grounded, hips remain grounded. So think about the knee being lifted, fingertips being lifted. Good job. Last one. And we hug the legs in. Well done. When you're ready, extend the legs lovely and tall. Rotate so that we have that gentle rotation in, where they are externally rotated at the hip, feet are internally rotated. And we are going to either draw a clockwise circle with the right leg, anti-clockwise with the left. So we have two opposing circles coming and meeting. Or for a slightly more challenging circle, both legs stay glued to one another, and we're going to draw away from one another, away from your body, coming back round and back in. So that will look like going over towards the right, all the way forwards, down and back. Whether we prefer a little circle, which creates a little motion of 8, or our our larger circle, maybe about the size of a dinner plate or even a beach ball if you'd like to really challenge the abs and go a bit lower. Either way, we want to begin to connect it with our breath. That might be inhale in towards you, exhale away from you. Or if we're doing our circle, maybe inhale for the top half of the circle, exhale whilst the legs are further away, just for a bit more support for the abdominals. Well done. Think about how close your legs pull to you. It might feel like quite a nice stretch. Really draw your legs in on that second part of the circle. If you go for a large circle, then it's great for challenging the abdominals, whether that is option 1 or option 2. If we go for a smaller circle, it's great for challenging your control. Great for allowing yourself to begin to coordinate breath and movement together. So allow yourself to pick your challenge. It doesn't matter whether you feel more comfortable with big or small. Choose what feels right for your body. There is no right or wrong when it comes to what level we go for or how intense we go for. We don't want to push ourselves past the point of what we can control. We're just progressing gradually at our own pace. Exhale, inhale, exhale, last one, inhale. Well done, hug your legs in towards your body and just stretching through the legs. We're going to draw the knees lovely and wide, hands come onto the tummy and we're just stretching through the inner hips. Nice deep breath here. Well done. And then hug your legs in, extend the legs tall. Maybe you hug the legs over your body a little bit. You can dorsiflex the feet for even more of a stretch down through the shins, or through the calves, through the hamstrings. Then when you're ready, we're going to rock up and come onto our front for a little stretch through the tummy. We gently drop the hips, but we keep the shoulders lovely and lifted. We look over one shoulder, over the other shoulder, and when you're ready, sink back into child's pose. And you are all done. Well done. Have a lovely rest of your day. See you.